Good morning, YouTube family. Martinez Country Home here. Today's Wednesday, April the 14th, I think. Man, this week's going by fast, guys. Um, Wanted to talk about a couple of things that have been coming to my attention lately. I've been hearing about them, but now they're starting to be more and more uh, going. You're starting to hear about it more on in the circles that you yourselves and I run in, which is the alternative media and prepper groups, stuff like that. But the rest of the world knows about it, guys. Here in America, not many people are really paying attention. But um, right now, over in the Ukraine, you have Russian troops and Ukrainian military facing off at the border, where the both countries meet, and the Russians have really sped up deploying their troops up there to their border, and likewise the Ukrainians. This has been going on, guys. The bad blood has been going on since like 2014, when Russia took the Ukraine from Ukraine back. I mean, I'm sorry, the Crimea, and took that seaport that's there, Sevastopol, and so it's never really died down. Um, so I'm getting a message. Okay. It's never really died down, guys, and one thing that happens when economies go bad, um, the governments take their nations to war. And the thing is that right now the economy, the global economy is all tied together, and it's looking like there's a lot of flashpoints all over the world. But right now, the main one is over there in the Ukraine. Um, it's not looking good. Usually, when it comes to big nations, usually you'll see these big nations squabble against smaller nations. I mean, usually in the modern age, that's usually where what's happened. Um, the last real, I mean, you've had like Great Britain and the Falklands against Argentina. You've had Russia a couple of times go up against Georgia down there in Ossetia. Um, the Balkans was pretty regional, but it's very rare you see a big nation go up against another big nation in the modern times. And I mean by the modern times, I mean after the Vietnam War, guys. You also have China and Taiwan right now, sort of like picking up the rhetoric, and then you have right now in the Middle East. Of course, the Middle East is always on fire. It seems like there's always some kind of something going on there, which is kind of weird. But I mean, that's the cradle of civilization, supposedly. So I guess it's only natural that that region would always be, there's always conflict there. But right now, Iran and Israel seem to be butting heads down there, which is strange to me because it's very rare that any nation usually strikes back at that country down there at Israel, um, which tells me a lot that everybody gets attacked, everybody gets you know gets hit with violence except that nation. But the point of my video, guys, the point of what I'm telling you right now is that um, it seems like this year, 2020 and this year, it's been one thing after another. But one situation after another, the health crisis, we have the economy, the economy's gone. Um, you have the vaccines. One thing that's remained constant is that you have to prepare, and it seems like like I said, now that the global economies are tied together, I believe that because the economies are tied together and the economies all over the world are basically gone, they're gonna take us to war. There's too much debt, and I always wonder, well, who the hell is this debt owed to? Um, and it's owed to the central banks, and the central banks run the world, guys. And war fulfills a lot of goals for these nations, right? Or for the elites that are running these countries. I just call them big plantations. Um, they get to depopulate with war, and uh, they basically get to reset. World War One. um, a lot of changes happened with World War One. If you think about it, Europe was rearranged. Excuse me, the balance of power was rearranged. Same thing with World War Two. A lot of things changed, guys. Alliances were made and broken. Um, uh, New paradigms were installed after these wars, and it just seems like this is what's gonna happen now. We're in those times, and to me, it really feels like the end times. I'm sure there's been other times in history where people felt the same thing, that we were in the end times, but when you look at the technology, how much it's how much it has advanced, and how the world has really grown smaller because of that technology. Um, you can see that the things that are spoken of in the Bible, now they're very you're starting to see these things come about. um, Wars and rumors of wars, and all these things. The people's morality. um, the society has degraded, guys, especially here in America. um, just it's just, I mean, it's idiocracy. And you're seeing it right in front of your face. um, they already started the depopulation with some other things that I ain't gonna mention here, because y'all know what I'm talking about. um, but guys, my point is that what you're seeing here, especially with our economy, there is a lot of activity, but this is as good as it's gonna get. Um, like I said, unless I mean, some kind of miracle happens, and all of a sudden the elites get they get idealistic, and they feel warm fuzzy feelings for the rest of humanity. Unless that happens, we're gonna be in for a very rough time, and it looks like a global war is like really close to happening. Not just nation against nation, but also civil wars happening within the nations. And America right now is so divided, and there's so much chaos here, that when that happens, you start seeing uh, foreign entities really pay close attention, and they'll come in here, especially with the border wide open in the south, guys. You're seeing a lot of military aged men coming in unchecked and all that, and I mean, if you think about it, that's an invasion. um, there's no other way to put it. It's an invasion force, and it is what it is, guys. We're just living in those times. Just if you step back and look at the big picture, everything that's going on, it at least in my lifetime that I can remember, I've never lived through days like this. Um, um, you know, you can go about your life and live life as best you can, and keep up an optimistic point of view. That's great. I do. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm also realistic, and I'm also very pragmatic, guys. Um, I'm preparing. I'm not slowing down. Um, uh, I'm preparing myself mentally. I'm preparing myself physically, and I'm preparing myself spiritually. So, I just wanted to let y'all know, guys. Talk to y'all about that. We have a lot of the war drums are beating all over the world. So and you have this all this civil unrest that's just it's cranked up. It hasn't been released yet, but the people are just sprung. They're really coiled tightly like a spring with this case up there in Minnesota, the George Floyd case. These people, a lot of these people are just waiting for any excuse to, start chaos in the streets. So, um, just prepare yourself, guys. Be ready. Be aware of what's going on around you. Have situational awareness, and you know, these things are all tied together. Like I said, like I always say, they're tied together, and what happens in one part of the world, it reverberates all over the world. It's like when you throw a rock, a pebble in the pond, and the waves spread out. Same thing here. So anyway, guys, just want y'all to be ready. Don't stop preparing, guys. Don't stop. I always say this, guys, but you don't want to be that person that when the shit hits a fan and people start rushing to the stores, and like they'll clean out a store like in hours, guys. It won't take long. A store will be cleaned out in hours, if not less. It will be cleaned out, and you don't want to be the one that is running around trying to find stuff that you should have gotten right now. Um, you don't want to. That's why you prepare right now, so that if when something happens, guys, um, you have time to let these people do their destruction and run around, and you won't have to be going through that. It's less stressful for you. It'll be less stressful, and you'll be prepared. So you don't want to have that fear, guys. You don't want to have that panicky feeling, that rush feeling that you gotta go get stuff because the people are taking everything, and that's what's gonna happen. Um, I realize that there's some things that we can't do anything about, like if this war goes nuclear or something. Honestly, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all something that I believe. I don't really believe in nuclear weapons as they've been told to us in the media. I understand. I don't. There's a lot of military secrets, of course. I don't know, but I believe that nuclear weapons have been used as a tool of fear and control on the globe. That's just my opinion. But I understand there's large weapons, large conventional weapons, weapons that we haven't seen before. But that being said, um, say the bombs that blew up Nagasaki and Hiroshima, if they were to hit these big cities, there's going to be a lot of destruction, guys. Humongous destruction. So, uh, but I don't believe in those bombs, the warheads and all that. I don't believe them as they've been explained to us. So anyway, guys, just be prepared. Um, y'all take care of each other and love each other out there, because that's what we're here for. God bless.